Path to Light Summary. The two forces. There are two forces in all of us, the force of light and the force of darkness. The force of light gives us qualities of truthfulness, fearlessness, love, compassion, and humility. The force of darkness gives us qualities of fear, greed, anger, pride, jealousy, desires, and attachment. When we enter the earth plane, there are three possible combinations between light and dark. Since this is a planet of duality, both are existing, light and darkness. The first possibility is both our parents are in light. The second possibility is that one of the parent is in light and one is in darkness. And the third possibility is both the parents are in darkness. For most people who enter the earth plane, both the parents are in darkness. For some, one of them is in light and one is in darkness, and the rarest is the combination where both are in light. The forces of light and dark are further supported by four other energies. Light is supported by the golden energy and the white energy, and the darkness is supported by gray energy and black energy. When the golden energy is operating in us, we feel equanimity, detachment, and oneness. And when the white energy is operating in us, we feel happy, knowledgeable, truthful, fearless, humble, and compassionate. And when the gray energy is operating in us, we feel greed, pride, fear, anger, attachment, and selfish desires. And when the black energy is operating in us, we feel ignorance, fearfulness, laziness, depression, and thoughtlessness. Let us compare the three energies of white, gray, and black. Let's first look at the qualities of these three energies. The quality of white is pure, illuminating, healing, and wisdom. Gray is unlimited desires, greed, restlessness, and attachment. Black is confused, ignorant, deluded, and lazy. Binding. The white energy binds us to happiness and wisdom. The gray energy binds us to compulsive action. And the black energy binds us to lethargy and sleep. The mind. The mind of white energy is calm, the mind of gray is restless, and the mind of black is confused. Speech. The white energy individual is truthful. The gray is manipulative, and the black is untruthful. The pursuit. The white energy individual pursues creativity, healing, and divinity. The gray energy individual pursues wealth, power, and fame. And the black energy individual pursues pleasure, sleep, and laziness. Let us look at the actions and the work of the three energies of white, gray, and black. The actions of white energy are selfless, non-egoistic, desireless, full of enthusiasm, great determination, unaffected by joy and sorrow, heart-driven, responsible, and they work for light. The actions of gray energy are selfish, ego-driven, strong personal desires, reward-driven, greedy, moved by success and failure, always envious, impure, irresponsible, and destructive. The actions of black energy are unsteady, unbending, arrogant, cheating, lazy, insulting, morose, procrastinating, thoughtless, and they harm others. Let us look at the food of white, grey, and black. The food of white energy increases life, promotes health, is tasty and nourishing. The food of grey energy is salty, bitter, and spicy. It's unhealthy. It promotes pain, discomfort, and disease. The food of black energy is overcooked, rotten, impure, and tasteless. The worship. White energy worships forms of God. The grey energy worships leaders who misuse power and wealth. The black energy worships ghosts and spirits. Happiness. The white energy happiness is poison at first, but nectar in the end. The grey energy happiness is nectar at first, but poison in the end. And the black energy gets the happiness from sleep, laziness, and intoxication. Charity. The white energy, charity, is without the thought of return, at a proper place and time, to a worthy person. The grey energy charity is giving with expectation of return. And the black energy charity is wrong place, unworthy person, and in wrong circumstances. Let us compare white, grey, and black energies knowledge. White energy knowledge, they see oneness in separation. Grey energy knowledge, they see separation in oneness. And the black energy knowledges, they see one kind of idea as all in all. Understanding. White energy knows right and wrong. Grey energy confuses right and wrong. And black energy reverses right and wrong. Determination. White energy determination is unbreakable and sustained by yoga and meditation. The grey energy determination is conditioned by selfish desires. And the black energy cannot go beyond dreaming. The result. The result of white energy is pure heart and real knowledge. The result of grey is greed, pain, and suffering. The result of black energy is confusion, ignorance, and delusion. Path. The white energy goes upwards to higher planets. The grey energy is stuck on Earth-like planets. And the black energy go down to the hellish worlds. Death. When the white energy dies, they attain to pure and higher planets of the wise. When the grey energy dies, they are reborn among people driven by work. And when the black energy dies, they are conceived in the wombs of ignorant and senseless. To experience golden energy of oneness and love, we have to stay in the middle way, which is the path of white light. White light is the path of balance. It gives us happiness and it gives us a direction to go into the golden light. If you go too much on the right, greed develops, and that is the path of grey light. It's imbalanced and it gives us hyperaction. If you go too much on the left, fear develops, and that is a path of black light. It's also imbalance, and it gives us helplessness. Whether we like or not, all four energies of golden, white, grey, and black are present in the society. And these four energies give different roles to different people. People who are driven by golden become sages and spiritual leaders. They are driven by their soul and they are driven by love. People who are a combination of golden and white energy become healers. They are heart driven and they become healers of either body, mind, or soul. People who are driven by white and grey energy combination become creators. They are also heart driven. They become musicians, artists, innovators, or entrepreneurs. People who are driven primarily by grey energy become activists or political leaders. They are also driven by mind. People who are driven by grey and black energy combination go into business and they are also mind driven. People who are primarily driven by black energy become workers in either the service industry or the manufacturing industry. Let us look at how these 7 roles are connected to the 7 planes of consciousness. As we saw, the 4 energies of golden, white, grey, and black are connected to the 7 roles in the society, which is of spiritual leader, healer, creator, political leader, business leader, workers in the services and the manufacturing industry. These 7 roles are further connected to the 7 planes of consciousness. Let us look at how these 7 roles are connected to the 7 planes. The spiritual leader is connected to the love consciousness. The healer is driven by the healing consciousness. The creators are driven by the consciousness of creation. The political leader is driven by the group consciousness, and his definition of group could be his tribe, his community, or his nation. The business leader is driven by the respect consciousness, and his definition of respect could be either money, power, or fame. The worker in the service industry is driven by the pleasure consciousness, and the worker in the manufacturing industry is driven by the physical consciousness. Let us further understand the 7 planes of consciousness and what does it mean to live in balance in these 7 planes. When a person is driven on the physical plane, he is balanced towards his body, food, home, clothes. A balance in the pleasure plane means he has a balanced attitude towards entertainment, games, leisure, alcohol, sex, and intoxication. A balance in the respect plane means he has a balanced attitude towards wealth, money, power, and fame. A balance in the group consciousness means he has a balanced attitude towards family, tribe, community, nation, and his friends. A balanced attitude in creation consciousness means that he has a balanced attitude towards his craft, whatever it may be, art, music, dance, drama, innovation, or entrepreneurship. Balance in the 6th plane of healing means he's balanced towards body, mind, and soul. Balance in all the 6 planes of consciousness leads to balance in the 7th plane, which is unconditional love. Let us look at the balance versus the unbalanced way to live our earth journey. The ideal is to live in balance with all 7 planes of consciousness and give our energy to all 7 planes equally. That is, equal energy to physical, pleasure, respect, group consciousness, creation, healing, and love. But most of us end up focusing either on our body or our mind or our heart or our soul. It's difficult to maintain balance in all four, which is body, mind, heart, and soul. Ideal is to live in the middle, the path of white light. But many of us end up going many times in our life towards the right, which is the path of gray light. In the path of gray light, we end up focusing either too much on our body or our mind or our heart or our soul. Or we end up focusing on all of them too much. In the path of black light, we go too much on the left and we give too little energy to the seven consciousnesses. We are not able to focus on the physical, pleasure, respect, group, creation, healing. The most ideal path, as we saw, is to live in the middle. That is the path of white light. But why is it so difficult to live in the middle? Because today, the energy on planet Earth is gray energy, which is the energy of greed, driven by the corporations. In the past, the energy was of fear, which was the black energy, driven by the organized religion. So how did humanity go from black energy of fear to the gray energy of greed? Why it could not stay in the middle? The answer lies in Earth's time cycles. Earth goes through 4 time cycles. And these 4 time cycles are golden, white, gray, and black. The golden time period is of 4800 years. Then it comes down to the white time cycle, which is of 3600 years. Then the gray, which is 2400 years. And then the black, which is 1200. And then it rises again from black to gray to white and back into golden. Today we are in the gray time cycle, which started in the 1900 AD. And in this time cycle, American civilization, the Chinese, and the Russian are the biggest. In the previous time cycle, which was of 2400 years, the biggest was the organized religion, which was represented by the English and the Spanish Empire. Before this time cycle was a gray time zone, which was represented by the Roman civilization. Before that, the 3600 year cycle was represented by the Greek civilization. And before that was a 4800 year time cycle, which was represented in the Golden Age by the Indus Valley civilization and the Sumerian civilization. So in the Black Age, people go too much on the left. In the gray energy time cycle, people go too much on the right, which is of greed. In the white, people stay in the middle. And in the golden time cycle, people experience love. To understand how to go into light, we first have to understand how darkness operates on us. The biggest delusion is to believe that we are here on earth plane for a long time. This delusion leads us to attachment to place, people, and things. This attachment further leads us to desires. Desire to possess people, desire for possessions. If the desires are not met, that leads us to fear and anger. If the desires are met, that leads us to greed and pride. Greed and pride further lead us towards jealousy and revengefulness. These emotions of fear, anger, greed, pride, jealousy, and revengefulness lead us towards restlessness. Which further lead us to doubt and ego. To come into light, we have to first remove the delusion. The truth is, we are here for a short time. If we understand this truth, we will start getting detached. We will start becoming desireless, and wisdom will enter our heart. Fear would go away, and we will become fearless. Anger would go away, and we'll become loving. Greed will go away, and charity will enter our heart. Pride will go away, humility will come. Jealousy would go away, compassion would enter our heart. Revengefulness will go away, and forgiveness would come. Restlessness will go away, equanimity would come. Doubt would go away, and faith would come. And ego would go away, and surrender would come. Let us further understand the 5-step process towards light. The first step is knowledge. The second step is meditation and contemplation. The third step is healing. Healing would lead to change in action, and the change in action would lead to further devotion. To further gain knowledge, read the books of the light masters of the past such as Krishna, Jesus, or Buddha. Krishna's message is in Bhagavad Gita. Jesus' message is in Bible. Buddha's message is in Dhampada. Also, you could read more about reincarnation theory by Dr. Brian Weiss or Journey of Soul by Dr. Newton. The second step is to convert this knowledge into wisdom, and that you could do by meditation and contemplation. Learn from a master. Go for a 10-day or a 14-day silent program, either at Vipassana or Z meditation. The third step is to heal your mind and do energy clearing. And there are many healers across the world, such as Smriti Sani, Cheshta Sani, Mona Wind, and Runu Saxena. You could do soul level healing by Dr. Yogesh Chaudhary. The healing will further lead to change in your actions. Your actions will go from selfish towards selfless. The selfless actions will further lead to deepening of devotion. So basically, it's a 5-step process: knowledge, to meditation, to healing, to change in action, to devotion. And devotion will further lead to further knowledge,